All is one reflections. Hello, everyone. As you join, just say where you're watching from and your name so we know who you are. All is one reflections. Hello, Priestess Omoshule. Hello, Oshun Kamebi. Hello, soon to be Priestess Ayola. All is one, everyone. So I know um, one of you is in Florida, one of you is in DC, and Oshun, maybe I don't even remember where you're from, but all is one, just the same. Hello, hello, hello. Today we are doing something special. We're doing a get ready with me with Osun Bole. Osun Bole is doing a get ready with me. Let me clarify. Osun Bole is doing a get ready with me. Osun Bole is a priest in training. Okay, Osun Kamibi is also in Florida. All right. Osun Bole is a priest in training. Um, I'm sure you guys have seen a couple lives at this point now with Osun Bole. They have been on here a couple times now. So we're doing something fun today, something a little bit different. We do have a class later today. We have a glamour class with the Love Goddess. So if you have not signed up for that class yet, now is a good time. And there are some things that you have to do though. So you want to make sure you're prepared for that if you're able to attend that class. But it's going to be a really fun class. And this is going to be fun watching Osun Bole get ready. If you have not seen Osun Bole, if you see the cover photo for this, Osun Bole be doing things with their face. I'm just gonna say that. I've seen them in person, and they just be doing things with their face, and it's beautiful. So we love it. All is one. If you are watching from Facebook, please make sure that you hit allows Facebook to share your name on StreamYard. That way we can address you properly instead of just saying Facebook user. I don't have it up on my phone right now to be able to see who Facebook user is, but hello, all is one. Um, and if you haven't yet already, say where you're from. Thank you, Oshun Kamibi, for posting that link to class tonight. I'm going to post it um, for YouTube. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Can you send that to me? Can you text me that link, Oshun Kamibi, please, so that I can add it to the stream on YouTube, please, pretty please, with sugars on top. How y'all doing today? Are we good? Are we great? Oshun Bole, almost ready. I pushed mute. I put mute on you. Sorry. What were you saying? You're on mute. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Now I can hear you. Okay. Oh, look at the white bonnet.
I told you to get it after I saw Osun Bole time with it.
Listen, I need to get me one of those.
Real nice.
Yes, please send me the link. I need a white bonnet. That's crazy. Thank you, Ocean Committee, for sending me the link. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube.
Hi, Ia. All is one reflection.
All is one, Ia. If you're in the coven, you have the ability to join on camera. If you are also getting ready, I sent the link to the coven chat. So if you're in the coven, check the chat, and you can come on camera, or you can just come on camera and hype up our God.
Be here.
Hype up our God sibling.
Ola Ia is supposed to be joining. I think she's out buying a dress at the moment, and Destiny is dealing with the little one.
Got it. Yeah, I'm not. I can't be wearing no green dresses right now, so
You can't be wearing no what?
I can't be wearing no green dresses right now. So
It's red dress.
I thought I said green or red lipstick. Oh, either I. Well, I can't be wearing that neither. Don't matter.
Okay. Oh, you're not gonna do it? Oh, they didn't let you. They didn't tell you.
It's white, baby. White,
You gotta ask them for stuff.
white.
Oh.
Sometimes they be like, "Oh, okay," and then they be like, you tried it." No, ma'am. So it is a green dress. Yeah, it's a green dress.
It is a green. It's a green dress.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought.
Excuse me. Excuse my language. I just can't read then. Okay. I could have sworn that said red dress. We've been saying red dress in the chat for days.
Ooh,
That's not good.
blue. So before you put on makeup, what is your skincare regimen? Before, what is your prep?
1 second while I recalibrate with the new information. Because obviously my makeup was gonna match the dress. So 1 minute. I don't know
I mean,
how.
it's still gonna be cute.
What the hell?
I'm gonna turn my sound down a little because I'm getting the reverb.
Okay. So, ooh, I hope Olivia gets the right one. All right.
Oh, so it was changed.
It was changed. Okay.
It was a red dress and but it's a green dress. I checked it today.
Yeah, like a day or two ago, it was red. So I'm like, if we wear a red dress, is that? I mean, what we supposed? I need to ask her, like, because I was going off the syllabus before. Is she in the chat? I'm so
I don't see. No, I don't see her in the chat. But
okay.
Eola
Red is
was the one
Ocean's
that
color
said
blue.
that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ia. Thank you. Yes. Mama's
And
color.
some of us have color restrictions right now. So if you are on a color restriction, divine,
Yes.
divine, divine, divine.
Okay. So you asked me what my routine was.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing that I do is I wash my face and exfoliate. Um, I use a couple of face washes. It depends. Let me just drag you with me so I can show. Okay. So I use Panoxyl.
Okay. So I'm familiar.
Amazing.
I've never used it, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, so Panaxyl has been one of the most helpful for me and like my acne and oil and stuff like that in general. And plus with lupus, my skin is generally doing whatever the heck it wants to do at any given moment. So Panoxyl has been a good one for me, and sometimes I'll do like an apricot scrub if I'm just dealing with stuff or because I get like the stubble. There's like dead skin more around my neck and stuff. So I'll use the like an apricot scrub from St. Ives. And then after that, after I wash everything, I'm usually using hot water to steam my face. And then I will use my helichrysum oil first. It's amazing. I usually like if I'm not putting on makeup, then I'll just stop there. I just put the helichrysum on and go. But if I'm doing a look, then I have like I usually flop between skin treatments, but I try to have some sort of like plumping skin treatment going. So this is a lactic acid treatment by Honeypot. Sounds nice since we're doing Glamour magic and stuff. So I use this one by Sunday Riley. It's called Good Genes. It's got lactic acid and licorice root in it. And it just really helps with, like, for instance, I have like the forehead lines and stuff. And normally they're the bane of my existence when I'm doing makeup because your makeup like gets caught there and it's like every time you move your face, you get little permanent decorations on your forehead. So yeah, I hate that. So that's part of what I use that lactic acid treatment for. And that's a leave-on treatment. I do have like an eye cream if these are looking a little dark. If I need to like brighten up these areas and make the skin around my eyes look like brighter. Like currently I can see some of it. It's harder to see on camera, but I can definitely see some circles under my eyes here. And this is what I would like use the eye cream that I have. It's like an eye serum specifically for that, and kind of plumps it out and evens out the color.
For those, so you can say it again because I'm not going to butcher that word. But Osun Bole taught a class on how to make the helichrysum oil, and this is mine. And I never thought about putting it on my face, but I only use two things on my face: soap and a moisturizer. And so if I can put this on my face, this is going to go on my face from now on.
Yeah, I didn't know that was even a question for folks. I did include it in the class that, like I said, it's edible, and helichrysum altogether is used in so many makeup products. So many cosmetic products contain everlasting oil. It's just used, it's scientific name is what you're going to find it as, which is the scientific name that I was teaching in class. So yeah, you should be using
am
it
excited.
for your skin, for literally everything.
This is its purpose now.
Like, if you didn't tell me I can't use it on my skin, I'm using it on my skin. I'm going to divine on it or something. Like, I'm the complete opposite.
This is my purpose now. Like, this is going to be used exclusively for my skin because I have the other one that you gave us. And so this one is going to be my skin one because I made it.
You made it, yes.
And then I'll make another one for something else.
Okay.
But I love practical applications of things that we do. And so this makes me very happy.
I very much started in Glamour and Love Magic, like, first. So, like, putting stuff on the face or, like, immediately using stuff for the effects of how I'm received by others, how I walk around my world, by the energy I'm giving off, like, that's where my ancestors started me. So, and I think that is also something that I will hopefully do a class on soon, is just like things like gender expression, where like being trans and non-binary and growing up that way, like your ancestors are like, everything goes to the side besides figuring out where you belong in the world and what you like to look like, what you feel like actually being your presentation takes the forefront in your life. And that's a lot of glamour magic. That's a lot of love magic, self-love shit. And it goes so heavy because it's like, you know, it's hard enough to find like proper support in general. So you really are just like, in a lot of ways, a lot of people find themselves like alone dealing with that. But going through my OHI journey, or just my ATR journey in general, it's been paramount, you know, the whole I am not the first of anything. And, you know, parents don't have control over what ancestors come through. So it's like, you know, to remind myself, like, yep, there's ancestors before me that were also figuring out their identity and probably looked like me and were way more outward than me, or were dealing with things on a larger, deeper scale and more radical, that type of thing. Kind of like ATR helped me get there and like helped chill out a lot of the like unreconciled, like, am I supposed to exist type of shit. And that really exploded and like took the rest of the chains off of my self-expression. So having started there is a lot of like now 10 plus years later, I'm like, yeah, start everything like with ingestibles and like putting stuff on your face and your body and your self-expression. It's just like, because that's where I started. And I know that is also your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, just like taking forefront in your life, or in my life. And then, you know, I forget what it's called, but what is it? The thing you look up to find find out what kind of, like, whether you're a generator or a manifester or a whatever that is, and you find out.
Oh yeah, your human design.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like you have a strong chakra related to your expression and everything. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm a manifesting generator.
There you go.
And if you know me, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they tell you like you struggle with this chakra and this chakra is better for, like, you're better with this one, that type of stuff. But yeah, I had to figuring out the whole gender expression and the fact that like 90% of what people consider to be social gender is like gender expression and not social, not on, especially not on a like a what we consider to be the magical correspondences of male and female. It's just so far gone. So
Yeah, when you find out things have a masculine and feminine, and you really understand what masculine and feminine mean, it really changes your perspective on gender. Because then you're like, oh wait, we have this completely wrong.
That's why I was like, I need to teach a class or something, because I feel like way too many people are out here practicing and think when they see male and female, they think of social shit, and it's like you're gonna mess everything up. Hinduism actually really helped me to like have a better understanding of the divine masculine, divine feminine, masculinity, femininity, and all that, because of how it's broken down, and just seeing like non-binary gods or non-binary figures like just being normal.
Yeah, I had that live on that. Do you remember? Oh, sorry.
Real bad feedback. I don't know what that is.
I think it's only when we both have unmute. So, do you remember? I'll ask this question, and then I'll mute myself again. Were you in the live that where I talked about the different dual gendered gods and stuff, and all the different pantheons? Were you on that live?
I don't think I was, but I think I would have loved that, because that's my shit. I love doing that. And of course, like the Black community has a lot of issues with gender. And it's also like, aside from the shade, it's like all shade aside, it's like what I said, as far as, you don't have any control over the ancestors that come through you. If you're a mother or if you're a parent or whatever, it's just, you get what you get, and it's a blessing either way. And like a lot of parents, because of a traumatized mentality, struggle with that, and they lose a lot. And so putting on the empathy and compassion hat and not the shade hat, it's like there's just a gap in what needs to be taught, or a gap in teaching, or a gap in education. So I feel like it's necessary to actually teach that part, because it's just like that little knot in that continuum of them understanding how magic works, or souls, or ancestors, and everything, causes so much damage, long-lasting damage, all because they could not grasp gender or gender expression or self-expression. Like, it's just everything. Like, your children apparently have to express themselves in a way that matches. It's just like everything. It's just a tangled like ball of yarn, and gender and transgender shit and everything tends to be a contentious point where people just keep pulling those knots tighter and tighter and getting nowhere.
Yeah, I agree. I am actually about to post the link to that in the. Oh wait, can you not hear me? Or I can't hear you. Sorry.
Well, I can hear you. I just was pausing.
Okay.
For the issue.
I'm actually posting the link to that live in the comments. Oya Petu, before she was Oya Petu, she joins me on that class. And so it was just a free live that we did. It started we started the mental health one first, and then like about psychosis and using science and medication and things to help with things because science is still a thing. And then out of that conversation came the one about sexuality and sex and religion and how it has been um, it's been a hot topic. That's the best way to say it in all religions, but especially in this here Western world, we are really stuck on what other people do with their private parts with other grown people who are allowed to have a say. And so I'm glad that you are doing this and that it's giving an avenue so that you can actually talk about this because I'm sure people look at you and they're like, what's happening here? And so this is giving you your chance to clear things up and
Right.
speak your piece.
Yeah, it's and that's been a journey too because nobody owes anybody an explanation, and the Google is free, and there are people that are way more dedicated to educating about gender and like genuinely trying to allow cis people and future parents and current parents like a way to understand, especially in the Black community. There's always people, especially trans people, that are working their asses off and have dedicated their lives to that. So that's kind of like honestly, that information is out there for free. It's just like understanding that you need to be the change, and understanding that I don't owe anybody an explanation, but it does give me a chance to educate my community and to possibly make it a safe space for other non-binary people and trans people, because that needs to happen.
Yes. I think that's important. More of the safe space part because in so many other religions, that is not a safe space conversation at all. And some people really are given a hard time about it. But I am glad that you are here and you are amongst those that love you and want your greatest, highest good, regardless of what you got on that day, regardless if you got on long fingernails or if you got a beard, we do not care. We love you just the same. You gonna be you, and we gonna love you. We gonna love on you, and that is the same for anyone who comes to our community. We just want you to be you. What we really don't want is you to be somebody that you're not. Like ever, we never want somebody to be somebody that they're not. Whether that's being a fake spiritualist, whether that's trying to be a to seem like you know things that you don't. Like everybody here, we start off at the same place. Let's all just be humble and get what we need to get the information we need to get. Um, Take the information that we need and leave the rest. We don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? So we don't throw away stuff in Christianity because there's stuff in Christianity that is useful. There's stuff in Hinduism that is very useful. We just finished a whole entire chakra series, and you talked about the Merkaba. Like we talk about so many different things. We don't want to just focus on crazy stuff. And as Ia says, I'm about to put this on the screen. We only discriminate against bitches. Everyone else is welcome. That's it. That's all. We don't care about none of that other stuff. And it's none of our business. It's none of nobody's business. We just here to have fun and get what we need in this here marketplace while we exist in this life and then move forward. So my kids want more Johnny Marzetti. So I'm gonna back out for a second and allow you to have the complete floor while I go fix my kids some food because they hungry.
All right, you go on ahead.
You're muted, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, my bad. I said I'm going through the comments before I um, get back to doing my makeup. So let's see, what are we at? 2:30, almost 2:30. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. Yes, yeah, it has helichrysum has a lot of anti-aging properties. That's why it's called everlasting oil. Yes, and I taught all about that in the class. Put a patent on manifestation generator. That is actually part of the human design. So I guess they put a patent on it because that's their terminology. Okay, and we are still waiting to see if Ola, Ia, and Destiny end up joining us. Let's see. And if you guys have any questions about makeup or glamour magic or anything that you want to pick my mind on, since I did get a chance to let y'all know I've been doing this for a while, and like I said, me being trans and me having to go through non-binary stuff really impacted my spiritual journey, especially when it came to glamour and love magic. And like Omawari said, this is a great chance to answer some questions and put effort into making the community a safer space for non-cis folks or for Black folks that, and for parents and family members of trans people or whatever to kind of get a better understanding. But again, all of that information is online. Like, scholars dedicate their lives to trying to educate about this exact issue. So if you do want to know more about that, please do look it up. They will be able to explain it way better than I can. But yeah, trans and non-binary is real. Being third spirit is real. It is not meant to be an afterthought in our society. It just is. And it is a whole peoples that need to be acknowledged, essentially, that are a part of our community. That, especially in the Black community, are at best kind of treated as an afterthought. So today, like I was saying before, what I do, for instance, like I have this stubble down here and it can get in the way of like doing some of my looks. So the helichrysum oil tends to calm this down a lot, as well as any skin irritation that I'm experiencing, because a lot of us are chronically ill priestesses, or we have, skin issues, dry skin. We can just get like a rash or a flare-up area. So use that to calm it down. And then I can put the lactic acid treatment on top of it. And then on top of that, I can put primer or my eye cream or something. What I use as a primer, aside from helichrysum, and I have used the helichrysum oil as a primer standalone, it is really great. But when I'm trying to show out, I do tend to use like my full face kit. And one of the things I have, let's see if it'll show up, is I have this putty primer by e.l.f. It is green, it's color correcting, and it's, so a little bit more background. I used to do costuming and cosplay, like I thought it was what I was gonna be doing for the rest of my life. Aside from that, I've done modeling, and especially J fashion modeling, and that's usually where I am. So like there's a lot of heavy makeup in those communities. Check comments. Okay. There's a lot of heavy makeup in those communities. There's a lot of shape-shifting sorcery. Like, I've been called a shapeshifter my whole life, because there are times it's like you even get like a little extra bit of pride when it's like people don't recognize you. I have done a lot of different, face changing, altering makeup to look like fictional characters. And I've done that for other people. I would go to conventions and I would make money at the convention in between photo shoots for myself. Like, I would do my makeup, photo shoots for myself, And then I would, I would do my makeup. I would go to the photo shoots that are scheduled for me. And then like in between shoots and in between my time slots, I would be hustling, doing other people's makeup for their photo shoots. So it really has been a big part of my life. And again, with the non-binary thing going on and trans thing going on, like that's very much trying to, while it on the outside is like trying to become some sort of acceptable image or something, it also really kind of puts you down this journey of seeing how you can transform yourself and like seeing the ways in which like just makeup, much less like some silicone additions, as in like, you know how people do the stick-on noses or whatever, like Maleficent, Angelina Jolie's cheekbone attachments. Those were silicone prosthetics. So it's like you can do so much and change your entire face and look. I've done so many different types of looks, from like things that are super sweet and cutesy to things that are like really, like dark or horror related. So yeah, we can talk anything. We can also talk makeup brands. I would also love for any of you, like, do any of you have any experiences with Glamour magic, love magic? Did you ever try to do that with someone? Have you ever tried to do Glamour magic? Like, you read something online, you get a tip, and you're like, okay, let me just try that, and it works. Have you ever caught yourself in the middle of using Glamour magic or love magic, like unintentionally? Those are all things that I would love to know from the community, so we can talk about it. And also, yeah, your experiences with love magic. Do you feel like you've ever been bamboozled by somebody who is using Glamour magic on you? Because I have. It happens. But like, yeah, if you ever been tricked by a shapeshifter. Talk about shapeshifting. What does this mean spiritually? Well, spiritually, shapeshifting is an energetic thing. It's something that goes really deep, and I know you know this, Iya. That's why you told me to talk about it. Whew, okay. All right, I'm like, before I go off on a tangent, let me just make sure I have my makeup set up, because I will talk. Lord knows I will freaking talk. Okay, let me get my brushes. That is what we will be talking about, yeah. I also have these super cute brushes that are perfect for the occasion. So I cleaned them all just so I can make sure I had what I needed for today. When I do my makeup, I start with my eyes. It is just much easier that way entirely. I will probably be doing a cut crease. I'll see if I can. It's been so long since I've done a real cut crease, but I found all the materials I need for it. Check comments. I will definitely teach, but y'all, please do share your experiences in the comments. That's what we're here for. Because I would love to be able to help y'all with any questions you have, help y'all understand things. But Lord knows I will just talk and teach. Okay. So as far as shapeshifting being the same as two-faced, no. But you know that. So being a shapeshifter, if I could try to minimize it to a couple sentences, Lord willing, I would say, like I said, it has everything to do with with your energetics. It's about knowing how you are received by other people. The best way, it is a form of manipulation, but manipulation is a word and it has a meaning and it can be used in a good or bad way. So that's something to kind of keep watch for, because the best way I can kind of describe it is, you know that there are people out there that have like the gift of gab, and you know that there are people that use that gift in really good ways, where they're, you know, fighting for people's rights, or they're, you know, advocates or whatever. And then you have like grifters who have like learned how to navigate society and use those same skills that others use for good for their own purposes, for their own, you know, chaotic neutral purposes. And so like, that's why I can't really call it, it's not inherently two-faced. It's the same skill set. It's the same, like being a mentalist, except energetics. And I know that's almost like, just hang with me, because I know that there's an argument that mentalism is energetics, and that's true. But for the comparison, for those that normally hear of shape-shifting as literally like skinwalkers or people that like in a super fantasy way and not any type of practical application, you learn how you're received by other people. You learn energetics of it. You learn things like that applies to even practical things like pretty privilege and etc. Like it's very conscious for many people. They may not know that they're using it. They may not know, oh, this is what I'm doing, I'm shape shifting. But like, we've all encountered somebody that, as Osun can maybe said in the comments, just like did not feel right. Or just, you know, you're kind of in a weird daze. And if you're energetically aware enough, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? So at its base, it's really looking like you set an intention of what you want to look like and how you want to be received. And we know as humans that body language is everything. It's how we communicate non-verbally. We know that communication is that type of energy. So like, you learn how to communicate non-verbally, how to express yourself essentially only energetically in ways that work with the light around you and the energy around you to transform your image in some way, to say it simplest. Transform how you're received, transform how light bends around you to create your image. All of that, with whatever your intent is. And that could be cloaking, that could be, you know, to close on a deal, that could be just to go out in the world and draw in the right energy. Like, it could be anything, but that's essentially what it is. And makeup is, like, I would say, like, the most practical form of shape-shifting, and it really helps people to get better at it, because you're seeing in real time the changes that are being made when light hits your face, when light hits contours versus highlights, and how your whole face can change based on a contour or a highlight. And then not to mention stuff like paint colors. I did this Frost Queen look for a magazine a couple years ago, and like, I didn't change any of my features. I just had blue paint on and highlights and stuff, and people could not recognize me to save their lives. So, and I mean, I was going for something fantasy. I was going for something out of this world, and I got that. Let's see. They definitely use glamour, magic, and hocus pocus. That's literally, yes. They absorb the energy of somebody else so that they can change their appearances and be received by the modern world in a different way. be seen as younger, be seen as a part of themselves. I think that that's a great example with Hocus Pocus, because with the glamour magic, they didn't turn themselves into other people. They turned themselves into a version of them that already existed, that they associate with prosperity and getting their way and their magical prime. They didn't transform into like random celebrities on TV. They didn't do any of that. They literally just reached into their own past of when they was bad bitches, and they decided to go through the rest of the movie like that instead of their old selves. So, and they figured out how to do that, and they're like, that's the first step to being able to succeed in this new world and get what we need. So that's a great example, because when you're doing glamour magic, you're not turning into someone else. You're turning into, or you're putting out a vision that you have internally and making it show up externally in the ways that it can in this realm. That's an interesting point. Does the average person think shapeshifting means being fake? I guess maybe as a shapeshifter, I hadn't considered that. And because of the communities that I run in, being a shapeshifter has always been like a flex, because I run in communities that are trying to, get good at that because of the doing makeup, doing yeah, I see what you're saying. Like I guess we wouldn't be considered the average person if we're costumers and stuff. So outside of that community, in social settings, that, hey Destiny,
All is one.
I guess I could see that. But that's also a good point for me as somebody who is not outside of those communities often, like to kind of see how other people receive shapeshifters. But yeah, it's people that are dynamic and flexible are often considered to be two-faced, or not being authentic, just because they can exist in so many different modes and in different ways. But no, it's not being two-faced. As like I said, as you know, hey, okay, that's Omawari back. How do I better?
I was just gonna say that I feel like the new term for that is kind of like code switching. A lot of times people use that as a term instead of using fake, where in certain situations people act different ways because of who they're with, and many people consider code switching to be fake as well, instead of just understanding your surroundings and adapting to where you are. Some people definitely consider that to be fake and even manipulative. I can see that, or have ill intent. But in all honesty, especially we as Black people, I feel like we have had to learn how to do that, because we can't be our full selves in every situation. Because if we are, we've seen what happens even when we're being kind and considerate and calm. We are still put in situations where we are seen as aggressive or dangerous, even when we're being docile, just because of us being Black, right? The angry Black woman thing is a thing.
It's getting real bad feedback. Our mics are muted though. I don't know if it's your mic. Like you got the double voice on. And okay, just making sure. What was that last thing you said though that I paused you on, because I couldn't hear it?
Can you hear me now without feedback? Okay. Cool. No, I was just saying, like, even when we're being docile and like gentle, just because of us being black, we are often still seen as a threat. We have that that angry black woman vibe, even when we're being calm. If we have a little bit of sass, now we're the angry black woman. With guys, black men, don't let them raise their voice at all. Like they have to seem so calm and reserved, or else they can really be in harm's way just for being what we would perceive as normal as black people. But in other situations with other people, they find anything about us being threatening. And so we have to code switch or shapeshift.
Yeah, it's like you said, especially being black. Um, that's part of. I mean, I get radical about this shit at the drop of a hat, but like ultimately, my husband laughing in the background. Ultimately, like it is a form of manipulation. That's what it is. That's it's inner. It is manipulation. Manipulation isn't inherently bad. Like I said, it's a word. It's a thing that means something, but people see that as like It's like, yeah, when you are oppressed and nothing is safe, you have to manipulate your oppressors or your abusers in order to create safety in your environment. Like that's a real thing. And I know that a lot of, especially like the Western Americans, non-black folk, tend to, and unfortunately even some black folk tend to really police that, and it doesn't make any sense. Like where they just, there's that, backing up what you said, or that sense of like presenting the idea that our situation isn't bad enough that we would need to do that as a people, which is just like a massive gaslight. So like, yeah, that manipulation is necessary and code switching is necessary. And there's just so many deeper issues that have nothing to do with who we are as people or what we're doing, and everything to do with like in this society, like it's just illegal to be black. So that's always going to be the problem. Yes, I was always considered to be a chameleon. Um, it's funny that you say that. So like glamour magic is huge, and part of the reason why I really want to have that class that involves like understanding transness so that people can stop being ignorant, and so that safe spaces can be safe spaces, and so that non-binary and third spirit people aren't afterthoughts, is because of the fact that like I grew up like that, and I grew up as a shapeshifter, as a chameleon. And like when you have a kid that is not, to put it plainly, like when you have a kid that is being abused or is dealing with crazy shit they don't know how to express, like that's gonna wake up, kick in that child's latent ability as a chameleon or a shapeshifter. And I got to experience that for myself. I got to experience that from other kids that were like me, because it was just that shit. It was dangerous as a child, especially for my parents, or for my mom and my sister that were taking care of me. It was always, they never could tell. And as much of that had to do with their own chaos, it also had to do with the fact that I was so good at hiding it. It would just be like, all right, now I'm in a space where I don't have to hide it, and I would be somebody else because that was safety to me. It was just like, oh, we thought she was fine, and then suddenly, she's in the hospital or something like that. That happened because I was a shapeshifter. I was a chameleon. I didn't know that. Like I was 15, but especially now that I'm a priest, it's like, yeah, I was powerful. I was non-binary, and as a third spirit, it meant that my power was even more at the forefront, because it's like your whole role in societies, going back in history, is to serve your community with your magic. So it's like yeah, that stuff was really heavy, and I didn't have a community for it. I didn't know what that was. Now as an adult, I know what that is. When I have my kids, and anytime I've been involved in a child's life, I apply I apply that information. I apply what I learned from my own experience. But this magic is very real. I've used it for so many things, even just feeling it out. Let me check the chat real fast because there's a bunch of comments that came in. Yeah, it's typically shoved down into a survival skill. And like most survival skills, it's very hard to it's like drinking water. It's hard to realize that you're even doing it. It's so normal. It's part of your everyday survival. It's factored into your needs. It's very hard for people to even realize it. And it's not that people can't use it to be fake, because people do, just like we talked about the difference between a therapist and a grifter. Like they both are using that manipulation of human nature and their knowledge of it, but one is for good and one is not oriented for good. Yeah, I mean, well, it makes to Omar, yeah, it makes me sad too, but the statistics are there, and the Black community is notorious for that type of discrimination towards the kids. So it's just work that needs to be done. But I'm so glad that, like I said before, like to be in a community where I can talk about it, where I'm accepted, where it's safe to speak on it and to educate others is paramount. Do I ever incorporate the correspondences of colors in my makeup looks? All the time. Always. I used to go through phases with what I wanted to do with my makeup as well. Like colors, so I would like wear green straight, or I would wear red straight, or I would wear, some color, some type of color correspondence straight through in my looks, and I'd wear it like day after day, and then I'd switch to red or I'd switch to something else. So yeah, I definitely do. I incorporate it with my clothes. I incorporate it in everything. I started doing that really like most other things, like about 10 years ago, when I realized I could, and I wanted to try it out, and it worked. So I definitely try my best to incorporate magic into every bit of what I do in my makeup as well. As I said, I'm going to see if I can pull off a little simple cut crease, because it's been 800 years since I've tried one. Also, hi, Destiny. Would you like to unmute?
Oh, because it was a really good talk. So I just want
to. Okay, your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think your mic was cutting out because mine was on. So yeah, try to say that again.
Oh, I said I'm sorry. I said I just wanted to hear you out because I came in at a really good topic, so I was just listening to hear you out. I'm like, oh, we're getting deep. This is deep.
Yeah, love magic and glamour magic runs deep. Do you have, first of all, they asked me what my routine is for when I put on my makeup, like before I do that. What's yours?
Concealer. That's it. I'm not like really skilled on it. I never had the time or the patience.
Word.
Yeah, so that's good. Good for me. It really is.
Do you like, I mean, is it just I think Omo Awari was saying that, like, she just uses, like, she has a face wash and then she just uses an oil.
Yeah, something. But most days it's really just a little Dr. Bronner's. Clean it up real good.
I don't pop any bumps or anything like that. Just use some witch hazel to clean your skin, and sometimes I'll rub like lemon to like clean any like pores on my nose or something like that. But other than that, just keep it.
There you go. That is already look. You're like, I'm gonna do that.
Mhm.
You know how many bitches ain't doing that? I know you think it's the bare minimum, and like in the makeup world, it kind of is, but that's advice to somebody. Lemon on the nose to help clear out the pores. The pores on the nose are so annoying. They are like notorious for filling up with sebum, and sebum is your like essentially your skin oils and waste oils of your skin, and that is what creates like the bumps that you get. Your body just like traps that waste under your skin, and the pores on your nose, especially because they have, I believe it's called a sebaceous filament, but it's like they're not real blackheads. There's like something that kind of fills that spot, and it's not a blackhead, so you can't do blackhead treatments. You can pull them out, but they'll grow back. And those pores are really notorious for gathering up sebum more than anywhere else in your face, especially in these crease areas. So people will get a lot of acne right here because of all the oil that builds up. So yes, please take that tip, y'all. She said put some oil on your nose when those pores are starting to fill up so that you can clear them. And don't pop your bumps. Use witch hazel. That's what she said. Me, on the other hand, I definitely do pop my bumps, but I use tools for it. I don't use my hands. I either use Q-tips so that I don't scratch at my face and there's no marks. Ladies, folks, Q-tips really save your life. You can apply pressure and get something because, you know, we all would love to never pick our zits, but some of them just gotta freaking go. They gotta go. So, you can get like an acne or blackhead extraction. There's like stuff like that, those types of kits on like Amazon. And they come with like different tools that you can use that dermatologists also use when it comes to getting stuff out of your pores without doing all of the scrapey and scratchy and bruising shit. So I do have an acne toolkit that if I find it, I might show you guys. It's pretty cute. I definitely forgot to post this to my main. Oops. I'll do that next time. Just post the live after.
Oh, baby, make that for.
Sorry, I was saying your mic is a little in and out. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's what. But like even when I'm muted, I notice it.
You think I should try to like reload the page?
I'm so new to StreamYard, I have no idea. Like maybe try disconnecting your mic, like mute yourself or disconnect your mic, or I don't know. Because it's not Skype and it's not like Zoom. It's not like anything I've used before. Okay. Crease established. So the style that I'm
Sometimes it is genuinely StreamYard. I think. Sometimes it is. I had a question though. So there is one question up there, but I have another question aside from that I forgot while I was talking.
wait, what's the
So I will
question?
just ask this question and I'll type the next question. So for people who don't make the makeup themselves, they just buy it in a store. What is what is a way for them to use glamour magic with like store bought regular Maybelline Revlon type stuff?
The question threw me off a little bit because I don't make my makeup either. All my stuff is store bought, so I was like, "What?" But if you're talking about like, can we like, it doesn't have to be as fancy, as well picked as like selecting your very specific color swatches from ColourPop or something like that. Um, makeup in its all makeup in itself can be like all makeup. You can use paint for glamour magic. Like it's so there isn't really a limitation, and I wouldn't really say it really comes down to your own. Like if you're somebody that believes that elf makeup is not going to be as effective as Fenty for any reason magically, then that's just kind of a truth that you're taking. Um, makeup is makeup unless there's been some sort of magical intention added to it. And makeup can be just directly used for all glamour magic. But if you're referring to like, okay, so like, for instance, here we have to have like a mandatory thing for our glamour class in an hour is the red lipstick. And so when you're trying to think of glamour, like we already know as a society that red lipstick is one of like the heaviest connotations, has one of the heaviest connotations in the, you know, beauty, fashion, whatever. It means a lot of things, but it's very commanding. It's very, you know, enchanting. It is very, it's red, so it's related to like the root chakra. It's related to stability. It's related to grounding. It's related to Shango. And these are very active root energies. And with it being around your mouth, that red around your mouth, so that all of your words and your approche has to pass through that magical red ring, like that's intention and that's purpose. That's how you can use, you know, red lipstick for some glamour magic, because you're coding every word in the magical correspondences of red, of it being your mouth, of this ring that all your speech goes through, as well as being aware of how humans receive red lipstick. It's power. Red lipstick screams power. It always has. So, and it makes people uncomfortable. For the style of makeup I'm doing as well, it's called Gyaru, and it's a type of J fashion, but it's my version of a full face, so it's very high glam. And I will be using eyelashes and stuff. Okay.
Destiny, what kind of look are you doing?
Cleaning it up with concealer and putting my lipstick on. Boop. Can you hear me?
I think she touched her phone and it might have backed out, but I just make sure I took myself back out the stream because I didn't want any feedback. I can't hear you. You're not even muted, but I can't hear you. It's fine. Let me put Destiny's back. Let me put Destiny back in here. Hi, Destiny. You're back.
I think StreamYard is playing.
I could hear you the first time. I just had myself out so that I wasn't part of the thing. I have to put myself back in and unmute and mute and all that stuff because I don't want no feedback because I know it gets crazy in here. And I'm still cooking for these kids. My get ready with me would be so quick, y'all, because I would literally wash my face and put on the oil and be like, cheese, and be done.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I would be done so quick. I have on mascara today. Hold on, wait. Can y'all see it? Can you see the mascara?
I see it.
I don't do too much. I really don't do too much.
Me neither, because I don't have the patience. Like, if I was a celebrity, I don't think I could sit there getting my makeup done for an hour at a time, all the time. I don't got time for that.
And then when you sweat, it be hot. So I just saw Beyonce, right? And you know she up there on that stage sweating, but this it didn't move.
Because they put setting spray, and it's like a setting spray for dancers. I'm telling you, I had a birthday look that did not come off the next day as much as I tried. So, yeah, they can glue that makeup on you. They definitely can.
That's a form of magic in itself. Because why ain't this coming off?
It is. I was like, this trick makeup. Like, what's going on?
What is?
Like, I just cover up the dark stuff. And
So Destiny, have you ever used Glamour Magic?
no. That's why I'm so excited for the Love Goddess and her clay. I'm so excited. Like,
Hey, back. Yeah, the sound went completely away. I couldn't hear anything from anyone.
oh my, it's getting cuter and cuter every time you come back.
I know, right? Let me get out of here and let y'all have y'all's thing back.
All right. Oh my god. I think I want to darken it up somewhere.
I don't know what is going on with StreamYard. That was wild.
No, StreamYard are playing today.
It really is. I don't know what was the last thing you heard me say, Destiny? I think my audio went out.
No, you were just talking. I don't know. You were mouthing your words for a while, but
Damn.
yeah, you were mouthing your words for a while. I was trying to read your lips because it was coming together a little bit, but you are just playing.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, no. I was saying that I'm doing a makeup style that's called Gyaru, and it's Russell, get out of my room. I just out of the corner of my eye saw him stop. He knows he's not allowed in there. It be your own kids.
It sure do.
Your own fur babies. Anyway, I'm doing a makeup style called Gyaru. It is something that blew up in Japan like in the early 2000s. It's still going on, but it's based off of black makeup, like Hoochie Mama, Y2K. Like they was looking at Aaliyah, they was looking at Missy Elliott, they was looking at Sierra, they was looking at
Oh yeah.
for these makeup styles, and a lot of it, was considered to be appropriation, but it was, modern wise is considered to be kind of appropriation, and a lot of the people that are non-black stay ignorant, so they don't want to admit that these clear parallels. Like you can go back and look at magazines and they're like, yeah, we're basing our looks off of black American celebrities, and they like talk about it. But then like, Westerners, especially white people, want to be like, nuh-uh.
Whoa.
Just because they don't like, giving black people their props as trend starters for anything. It's that same energy. So I like it a lot. I found it when a lot of young black folks find Gyaru and Gyaruo at a young age, because number one, it's out there, and number two, it like glorifies, and unfortunately, it also fetishizes in some ways due to the culture. But it glorifies having dark skin. Like that's a main feature of that makeup is that a lot of them, you know, it was a focus on getting away from the expectation of having like super pale skin, being super feminine, just, you know, a lot of their own as brown women in Asia, a lot of their own shit that they had to deal with from their own culture, and they saw black women over here knocking it out of the park, and we're like, wait, let's do that. And they've been doing it for years, and it's like, you know, it's actually turned into something that has made its way back over to America, so that you have black people now that are like in love with it, and I'm one of those people. Because I see our roots all in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pro hoochie mama, pro hoochie lifestyle. Okay, that's a decent cut crease. I don't really.
Yeah, I'm loving it. You got the perfect eyes.
Thanks. Like I said, I'm doing lashes too, so that's why I'm making them bigger, is because the lashes are going to take up space.
You gotta pray for doing these lashes. Time.
What'd you say?
I said you gotta pray for me to do them at the same.
Why is your audio cutting out? You said you gotta pray for you to do these lashes?
Mm-hmm.
We can do them at the same time. I gotta I just sent the husband to the Walgreens down the street so he could pick up some contact solution because I forgot. So yeah, as soon as I finish this eye makeup and pop them bad boys in. Actually, okay. So I tend to, like, I finish the makeup and then sometimes I finish my whole look before I put on eyelashes. It depends. But I think this time I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do my full makeup, or my full eye makeup, pop in the lenses, and then do the eyelashes. Those are pretty quick for me. So I don't. Where did I put them? I set them out.
And half the time I may not even I might just leave them. So it's like if my look is done and it's getting.
Oh, to answer the question about have I ever made other oils? Yeah. So a couple years ago, I made and sold a. Oh, okay. I made and sold a. I guess Destiny will be right back. There we go. I made an oil called Let the Boy Live, and it was mostly for other sex workers because I am a sex worker, and for essentially pulling in servitors and generally the energy of sex work, of having to have that allure, dancers mainly, to, literally for that experience, so that you're getting the most attention that night, or you're able to have a better control of how you're received, you're able to be in a better mindset. It was very powerful. The strong, the way that I described it, and I do a lot of scent smithing. For me, it was the smell itself made you want to fall in love with the oil. I don't know what I did with that batch. My ancestors really put their foot in it because, whoa, even as I was making it, it just, burst my heart open. Not in a painful way, but in that type of way where you just, want to love the nearest thing to you, like a Cupid arrow. So, it was just, I felt like I was in love with the source of the oil, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to make the people that smell it and the people that you interact with kind of stupefied over you, and so that you can get your way. It's called "Let the Boy Live." You know, as a pun, it's named after a song, but as a sort of joke of, you know, like, all right now, like, don't kill him. And that was centered around self-love and their own, like, perceptions of themselves, because sex working and dancing is just, you got to make every hard night look easy. You got to, like, make sure that every hard night doesn't affect the next day, because it is your money every day. Like, I've described it as in a lot of different ways, but being that constant salesperson for yourself, where you have to make your own hours, you have to take your own hits, and you're in an industry where you already don't have a lot of rights, like, so that's who I usually targeted my products for, my glamour and self-love and stuff like that products for. I've only made oils when it comes to making like a applicable product or something. I gotta fix that eye, but I'll do that later. Either figure out this. The eyes always take me the longest, because I spend so much time on like detail. Also, speaking of that, I do still make that product. I do make, like now I make teas. So like now I haven't made another facial thing besides the helichrysum oil and the Let the Boy Live oil. But the, like I make teas, I do readings on this, I do divination readings, I do astrology readings, like everything regarding these same concepts of self-expression, self-love, how you're received. Russell. Oh, that's fair. There's like window washer people like right outside the window. They just scared the shit out of me. I'm on the 6th floor. No one's supposed to be up here. My dog is freaking out because he can see them. Anyway, Russell, it's okay. Go. Go sit down. Go sit down. You don't have to see them. Sit down. Good boy. Okay, that threw me off. Right, I was saying that I do divinations on it. I do synastry readings as well. If you're trying to understand your compatibility with another energy, another person, if you're trying to figure out what your prospects are when it comes to love and your Venus and your Saturn working together, and your Jupiter working together to manifest a new love or to manifest a new anything that's coming out of your strongest desires and out of your heart space. So definitely check me out on my page, osunbole.learnorisa.hoodoo.com, and you can book with me anytime. We don't actually have the Cash App scrolling on the bottom. I just realized that. But you can also send love donations for this Get Ready With Me session, or in general, or what was the other thing I was going to say? I blanked out on the last thing, but for love offerings and in general, my Cash App tag is the cash tag Godx, GODDX. And again, I still encourage y'all to ask questions about this stuff as much as you can. Lord, they are loud. Okay. Let me check comments. Do I use planets in my makeup correspondences? It depends. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other questions. It depends. Like, I've used Mars before. I've used Mercury. I've used the moon. But I think that's it. Bro, it's them having a whole loud ass conversation outside my window. Like, they are not directly in front of someone else's house. Like, I know you can see me, but anyway. My window has to be like, my shades have to be a little bit high because I have the AC unit. So, like, you can see my window behind me. That's where they are. A little bit of disruptive energy. It'll be good.
So what you gonna do?
Well, mind my business. Because I'm trying to get right with Olodumare, and I don't need to be picking fights unnecessarily.
All right.
It's be gone in like 5 minutes. I would just breathe through it. They got me busy with other things.
All right, I'll accept your super mature response. And if it was me,
throw something out the window, let Russell bark at them constantly.
You know what? I gotta stop doing this because I've been doing this since I was a little girl. But when people would do that, you just cuff your hands around your mouth like this, and in a real deep voice, you'd be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Like, every time.
It does though.
Like, it does though.
Because they be salty,
like, yeah.
And then it just make them not even want to talk no more.
I have done that. Oh my gosh, I'm petty though. It was like 3 a.m. and my neighbors was going at it, and it was like no regard to the time of day, to the fact that window was wide ass open. Oh my god, and it woke me up. And I am not the bitch to wake up. I really do need my beauty sleep. I really hate that shit. My lupus hates that shit. So like, first I hit the wall because it's like they were right on the other side of the wall or something. And then I was like, I did the the shut the fuck up. But then I was like those ugly ass noises.
No, you didn't.
Don't wake my ass up with sex if you don't want my fucking opinion. Like,
Oh,
why are you making me hear it?
It would kill my.
Oh, I know it did. I know what my Scorpio ass did. And afterwards, I was like, damn, I really did that. That's so trifling. I mean, like, I don't live directly next door. Like, damn, that is, well.
No.
Remain unbothered.
You just gotta guess. Next time you see my real big like
yes.
It had nothing to do with it.
I was really just like, I don't know what he finna say because it's embarrassing. Like, why are you forcing me to hear your noises if you don't want my opinion? Because I'm finna tell you. Like, white girl porn noises, please.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. So I will tell people about themselves. Oh, thank you. Wow, my brain. Omowaware. I see the banner at the bottom. Yeah, so I line out where I'm gonna put my lashes first, and I enlarge my eyes when I do these. So the lining doesn't match up to the exact eye, and that in itself is a shape-shifting thing. It's like constantly gyaru, is that you enlarge the eyes just as a beauty feature. So you enlarge the eyes and you enlarge the tear ducts. So that's like a makeup difference in this culture versus what we normally see. I used to have an Insta, but like a while ago, I took it down. I want to see if maybe I can restore my account, because I do have so many examples there. Okay. And as I said, I don't want to put in my contacts until after, or I don't want to put on my lashes until after the husband comes back with the contact solution. Okay, so you can see now that like my eye has been extended a little bit. That's why this goes out as well, because the lash will be extended. And yeah,
Your sound went out again, I think.
My sound?
Yeah, I can't hear you. I know you're not on mute, though. I can't hear you. I'm right here, though. For those of you still watching, how are you enjoying this? How are you enjoying the Get Ready With Me and learning magical correspondences to makeup? Oh, Destiny, just so you know, the responses are about 15 seconds behind. So if you ask a question, you won't see the comment until about 15, 20 seconds later. It's not you. It's just the way streaming works.
I don't know what the last thing you guys heard.
I still can't. I can't hear you. Can you, wait. Somebody said that they could hear. Somebody says I can hear. I don't know if that was a typo or not. Can y'all hear Osun Bole?
Hello?
Say something, Osun Bole.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Okay, they can hear you, so I'm gonna just shut the hell up. I don't know why I can't, but okay. I'm gonna just mind my business. Destiny's back too. So I'm gonna just mind my business and get out of here.
Why are you saying that? We love you.
Lord, StreamYard is really on its worst behavior. It don't know how to act.
No, for real.
You couldn't
Like,
hear
we're trying to get it together.
Well, I don't know what the last thing you guys heard was, but I was trying to say that a big difference culturally in this makeup style is that there's an enlargement of the eyes as a beauty feature. And that is a form of, like, you know, just simple makeup. Like, you're just using makeup. But when you enlarge your eyes, that has an effect. And you can easily, like, make a magical correspondence effect to that, because you are drawing as much attention to your eyes, to your eye makeup, to that commanding force of projection that you have on your face. So that's also been a huge point. They enlarged the tear ducts as well. I was getting closer so you guys could see that there's a cut crease, and then there's this extension of the liner, or of the tracing for where the bottom lash will go, and the top lash is also pretty, fancy, so it's a little bit extended. I make more room here because the size of the lashes is inevitably going to kind of cut down on the size of the lashes, and the eyeliner is going to cut down on this space. So it just looks big for now. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't something worse, Omawari. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eyebrows. That's usually super quick for me. I have a mirror like right here. I do all types of shapes for my eyebrows. I really just have fun with it, and I encourage y'all to as well. I tend to have them shorter or more pointed, to kind of give me a more serious look, or a more commanding look. where it's just like you always look like you're aware, like you know what's going on. So, and I tend to have fun when I do my eyebrows as well with the color. Like I'll try to get the color to match my actual hair. Okay. And then like I'll just even out the shape afterwards because I am that type of artist. I will color outside the lines, and then clean it up after. How did you learn about the lemon thing?
Looking up with blackhead, and then that is your pores secreting oils, and then I started looking into natural ways to clean them, and I just kept trying until I found what works, and the lemons do work. Do you get facials?
Rarely. I have gotten them before, but rarely because I grew up in a household that was pretty like uh, self-care conscious when it came to that, so I tend to just do the stuff myself. Okay, so now I got the contact lenses, or the contact solution, and my lenses are here.
When I went, my skin was. I was telling the. It was like, and I'm like, yeah, never again.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be kind of like the downside if you go to a esthetician instead of a dermatologist, because they can kind of just do whatever recommend stuff that like some people do. Some or some estheticians do facial peels that other estheticians or dermatologists would not use unless it was like something more serious. But then there's a lot of treatments that get popularized. So I have gotten, I think I got a facial maybe once by someone else and not something I just did myself. I've always wanted to get like I think it's called microdermabrasion, or no, I think it's microplaning. It is essentially what they do to, like, if you see those videos of like an esthetician or a dermatologist like attacking the blackheads and the whiteheads and clearing out all the pores, like that's what I want. I can't do for myself.
It's called
What?
I think it's called an extraction.
Okay. Yeah, it's blackhead extraction, and then they have like another one that is like the micro abrasion or something like that, or microplaning, where they get rid of like all of the like the top layer of dead skin and everything, and all of the hairs on your face are shaved off. So that's one that I've been interested in. Outside of that, though, like if I go to get something done elsewhere, it's probably going to be like a Brazilian spa treatment, because I'm not doing that myself.
Yeah. Once I discovered
themselves, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm letting some other person that knows what they're doing and is used to this do that for me.
Have you ever wax?
Say that again?
Have you ever used hard wax?
Did you say hair wax or wigs?
Hard wax.
Hard wax. Okay. Yeah. When you say hard wax, what are you talking? You talking about the stuff that you spread?
Yeah.
I've used that. I used to do that myself. I wouldn't, not like a whole Brazilian, but I would do it for like here or like the bikini line. Because you can buy kits like that from like Sally Hansen or whatever.
Once I haven't been back.
Somebody mentioned that they like the idea of enlarging the eyes. Like, yeah, me too. It had to grow on me back when I first started doing this style, but since I've figured out how to do it in a way that like looks right, which is a whole other part of glamour magic that is a wild conversation, is like the learning curve of doing it right. Because like when you get it all to look right and it looks right, it looks like a cohesive image, it looks like all the energy's in the right place, it looks like everything's where it's supposed to be, that is a whole vibe. And that's like essentially what we love to look at other people that are more skilled at it. Like we love seeing other people reach that vibration in their self-expression.
Yeah, I'm gonna be university because
You said what?
I'm gonna be on YouTube University trying to learn how to enlarge my eyes.
Have y'all seen? There's a couple people to do this. So there's a black girl that does it, and she has blue eyes, and they're like her actual eyes. She doesn't wear contacts. And then there's obviously a bunch of other white people do it, where they like do their makeup and then tell stories. So like they talk about like crime stories and weird stuff like that. Have you ever thought of doing this, but like talking about magical correspondences or something?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the point of this live is to like do this while also talking about the magic and stuff behind it, glamour magic in general, love magic. A lot of people, or I haven't seen a whole lot of like responses on that, but I'm like, man, I know y'all is out here having whole like story arcs that have to do with love magic and glamour and how you thought something was one thing and it wasn't. Or you thought somebody was one thing and you couldn't believe the amount of effort and how everyone believed them and everyone seemed to fall prey to their wiles even though you knew that they were lying, that they were doing some like that type of shit. That's glamour magic. You got a lot of people out here that don't know that they have an ability, just like people don't know that they have clairs going on. People don't know they have clairs. People don't know that they have these skills going on. They just use them. And then we have maladjusted folks, and you're just like, if you also are skilled in it, or if you're skilled at seeing through it, you're looking around like, how is everybody just stupefied over this person? Like, how is everybody, they don't care about the truth. They don't care about anything. That person is shiny. That's all they care about. That's an experience I feel like each and every one of us have had, and we just had to walk away from that shit. Or maybe we got the satisfaction of calling it out, but it's just one of those things in life. You're like, what the hell? Is this really happening?
I think you should like pick an herb and then have that be your topic of discussion for your entire live while you're doing your makeup.
Good idea.
Like a medicinal herb They all have magical properties and medicinal properties, but pick a good one. The stuff that people don't think about.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Keep people's attention. But yeah, I've seen that, especially the true crime ones. I don't watch them, but I know they exist. But yeah, for my channel, I've always wanted to at least talk about supernatural stuff or to like talk like doing stories and stuff while doing makeup or something. One contact is in. Miracles are real. It's been so long since I put in contacts, y'all. I was surprised that I still found ones that weren't expired. I was like, bro, okay. It's been that long. Normally, I put my contacts in before I do any of the eye makeup because any snafus have a chance to fuck up your entire makeup look. When it comes to the tears or your fingers being on your face. So you always want to do contacts first. Same with eye makeup, eyeshadow. It's a pretty basic tip. Always do your eyes first because... Second. This contact is being an ass. But you always want to do your eyes first because it creates... When you do your... If you do your foundation and everything first, the dust, the loose powder, any mistakes that you might make that you want to correct, all of that's going to gather on your foundation and on your external makeup. So like, don't finish your face and then do your eye makeup. Don't even really set the base, like, because it just doesn't make any sense. Your makeup is going to be muddy. Because of all the powders that kind of end up everywhere. And you can't clean it up. If you try to cover that up with more concealer, it's still going to create a muddiness. So you want to do that first so that you can clean up your eyes, make sure they're perfect, and also use the foundation to clean up anything if you need to. And so that nothing is just, as you blend and everything, just getting everywhere on your cheekbones and on your eyebrows. It makes a huge difference. It really, really does. Okay, so here I have my contacts in. Yeah, they're purple.
You look magical.
Thank you.
Okay, how did you get so cool?
I tried real hard. I literally just sit there and go, I feel like I can do that. That's it. That's the method. Sitting there and going, I feel like I can do that, and then doing it. That's really the only method I could even say. And then being like, oh shit, I really did that. And then continuing. Like, I'm going to try it first and then accept failure if I absolutely have to, if there's something I want to try out. If there's something that I'm interested in as far as self-expression or trying a new look. I'll accept defeat when I absolutely have to. Now that those are in, we get to move on. These cramps are kicking.
I can. You smell those future?
Yes. Husband was just like, can I pack a bowl for you? Amazing. Okay. Now let's. Do I want to put the lashes on there? No, I'm gonna wait.
You got me spending myself.
Good. That is a lovely. I'm so glad that I have that effect.
I was just going to situation. I'm like, last time.
You can't tell me to come in full face or full glam because then it's like the you got the Leo rising, the Virgo moon, the Leo Mars. They like, well, now we have to follow the assignment. They said full glam. This is what full glam is for us. We don't have a choice. We don't make the rules. I'm just like, well, I guess I have to. I'm supposed to prepare to do all that. So I'm doing it. Like full face means something different for different people.
Love got it. Doing. She knew what she was doing. This is so fun. I'm so excited.
When I do my foundation and I spread, I do cream foundations and I use spatulas to spread them because they're just so useful. Being able to like get that perfect shape, especially around the eyes, is everything. But I start out with my highlighter and then my my highlighter and my contour. Excuse me. I usually just use a simple paler concealer than I am. And also, I tend to use heavier makeups. So, like, keep that in mind as I'm talking, that a lot of the products I'm using, like the creams and everything, like, these are what people would consider heavy. My skin can take this. I've been doing this for many years, and I've usually had heavier makeup than this. So, I don't just want to... I want to at least make sure y'all know that. I go for the heavier ones, the creams or the high pigment things because that's what I like. I like being able to paint over my face and seal it and it look, natural in that way because of, how thick or how full coverage, that's what I'm going for, full coverage these things are. I actually have another one. Sometimes I'll use white, my white paint as a highlighter, depending on the look I'm doing. Hey, babe. The pump concealer that was white. Did you take that? Is it in your makeup kit? Okay. I will highlight my cheeks. I highlight my, Lord, the timing. I highlight my cheeks and I highlight my, my forehead, my chin. Gotta hurry up and finish this up though, because class is coming up. Or do you have one yourself that I can use? Just real quick. I always contour my cheekbones just out of habit. I just like to do it. And my hairline so that it blends well with my makeup. Thank you. There we go. And it just blends out well once I put everything together, which you'll see. Or you've already seen because you've seen some of my other photos, then yeah, you're just learning how I do it. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And then I need a sponge. And this.
I just have to tell you that I looked up and because I saw you starting it, and then I looked down, and then I was on Facebook responding to stuff, and then I came back, and you had more of it on your face, and it was giving Cats from Broadway. And I just like looked up, and I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, okay, Cats, and I felt like I needed to tell you that that was a thing that just went through my mind.
Also, the spatulas are so much easier to clean than regular brushes. And they don't soak, they're silicone, so they don't soak up all of your foundation when you use them. Like you are, you see exactly how much you're using and how much is going on your face. And it's, you don't have to keep dipping. They're really good and helpful for spreading without absorbing.
That that is very Bob Ross. You're like painting, but it's not happy trees. You're painting happy brows. Happy brows. Hola, Ia's here.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, y'all.
I wasn't sure you were going to make it.
What a day. Is there
Did you get
echo?
your dress? Did you get your dress?
I did find something. It's giving Hoochie Mama vibes. 90s Hoochie Mama vibes is what it's giving. All right, so I know I missed a lot already. 2 hours worth. I was having issues getting in, but here I am.
We were talking about glamour magic and just our routines, our makeup routines, tips for our skin, anything. Destiny shared the tips of like witch hazel instead of picking bumps, and lemon to clear out pores on the nose. We talked about sebaceous filaments. So anything you want to contribute, anything you've learned in your process, or any of your own experiences with glamour magic and love magic?
I'm pretty new to glamour magic. Self-love magic, definitely. I've been doing a little bit of that for a while. Um, I some folks that I know, maybe even outside the coven, I know a lot of folks in the group don't really know me and haven't really seen me around. I'm super busy, always priestessing in the streets, doing work in my community. Um, but yeah, so self-love magic, definitely have done a lot of that. I'm actually working on some stuff to share later, so I won't go too much into details on what that is, but definitely in a constant state of self-love, and a lot of times in a constant self-love ritual for myself. I found that that's what I need as far as like love magic is concerned, is really focusing on myself first and foremost, and it's been that way for many years. But that's also the way I prefer it. So
Yeah, it's almost a trick statement because like self-love or love magic starts with you, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. So you starting that way was like, it's the right way. Any other way, you have to go back to start and try again.
definitely.
People in external circumstances, and that is simply not how anything works.
Yeah. And once people really understand that, they'll see an improvement in the things they manifest and the things they like call to their lives.
The class is up in we have class in like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Is
Yeah.
7 not 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm about to hurry up and do my little thing really quickly.
Great.
I'm not typically a full face beater, so.
I mean, it's whatever glam is for you. If you're not a full face beater, then it's, when you go to do glam, you might do something else, or if you go to dress up nice. However, I think it's like however that looks like for you, dressing up real nice.
My big events like my annual fundraiser and things like that, I normally just get my makeup done. I just have someone come and do it for me. I have a stylist and all the things. And when it's my everyday, it's like not super glammy. It's just very basic and like something quick that I can do really, because I'm in a lot of spaces and wear a lot of hats in my community. So what works for me, but when I'm going out and things like that, I definitely will take a little bit more time and maybe do something full.
Osun Bole, I have a question for you because I saw you do it just now. When you're doing your makeup with so many piercings, like how do you avoid having gunky piercings? Because that seems like that would be a problem. I only have 2 piercings. I can't imagine.
So for me, you see me going around them like this. So like using a tool where you can actually get around them helps so much. And then after everything is done, especially because when you powder your face, it's gonna get on there. After you're done, you can take a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol or some micellar water and just dab around it to clean only the piercings. Because obviously I want them to be bright. I don't want them to be covered in makeup as part of my look. So I always clean them after I'm done. Like after the look is finished, then I'll clean it.
Have you sometimes found it easier to remove them when you didn't have so many, maybe?
Absolutely not. Just absolutely not, because it's way too much hassle. And then it's like they're tiny balls. Most of the times I got nails on. No, ain't nobody doing that.
You're right. Once I put mine in, I don't take them back out. I do what I said. I get a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol and like rotate them to clean them? Because I'm not taking them off. It's annoying.
It is 7 o'clock, right?
Oh, yep, it is. Yep.
Yeah.
On the dome.
Yeah. All right. So that was a good live, but now we actually have to go to the glamour class. Take off my bonnet. And everybody shows their looks in class. So
Yes. If you're feeling froggy, send love donations to Osun Bole. The cash tag is wrong. And thank you for volunteering to do this.
I was gonna say, hit me up at osunbole.learnoresovoodoo.com if you want to work with me, if you want to get readings or any type of services based on your self-expression, love magic. How to get better, how to use planetary correspondences in that, just hit me up on that page, or you can reach out to me because I'm in the Facebook group. All is one.
All is one. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Love y'all.